Hey guys, hey, welcome back to another episode of Dynasty Queens. I'm your host, Pamela Nicole, and I got my beautiful best friend,
Mia J.
in the building.
In the building, baby.
Guys, in the building. Today we have a fabulous guest. I mean, fabulous. Let's go ahead and give a warm welcome for Miss Jayla Koriyan. Hey girl, how are you?
Hi guys, how are you guys?
What's
Great.
I'm so happy to be here.
We're glad that you're here with us too. We definitely want to get the inside scoop on Miss Jayla and you tell us everything about yourself. Let's go ahead and get started with our podcast. Why don't you go ahead and tell our viewers a little bit about you, where you're from and what you do.
All right, so I'm Jayla Koriyan. I'm a YouTube personality. I create music. I have courses on how to scale your YouTube channel, your social media. I would say that my brand is overall lifestyle brand, so I fall into many different categories. So yeah, that's a little bit about me.
Okay. Now we know. Hold on, Jayla. Let's rewind a little bit because you didn't get in our show. Okay, you didn't get into the Dynasty Queen's house with that little bit of a synopsis because, baby girl, no, we know your story. Let's go a little bit back. So let's tell the viewers where you're from, where you grew up, a little bit about your childhood. Let's get into it.
Yeah, so I'm 29 now, but I was born in North Carolina, so I'm from a small town. The experience is just like being from a small city and feeling like, how can I make it out of here? Like, what's going to change my life? And so I went into going into college. I was like, okay, I'm going to go to college. I'm going to go out of state. And from there, I decided to pick up my vlog camera and vlog my college experience. So my claim to fame is, documenting my college experience on YouTube. Before, it was the popular thing to do. I gained a lot of followers. After college, I moved myself to New York. And started being a full-time influencer, so trying to find management, trying to network my way to the top, trying to get into the rooms, going to the networking events, like working my way up. So prior to the pandemic, New York was my playground. And then that brought me to Atlanta, Georgia. So now I'm here.
Okay. So I'm in Atlanta as well. So we're in the same neck of the woods, which is really cool. There's so many really cool, talented people of color, my beautiful Black women, and so many different ethnicities and people that are entrepreneurs. We have that great spirit. And, these days, social media and vlogging and, that is really what it's all about. So as a child in North Carolina, did you have a likeness for photography or, media, or did you, act like you were going to be on TV one day? Or how did you get your interest into entertainment or that route?
So, I think that all of us on this podcast right now can relate, but we're kind of like the last generation to be hybrid of, not having social media and then having social media. Like, we know what it feels like when it wasn't an Instagram, when it wasn't a YouTube, when it wasn't, the new kids don't understand. But because of that, my interest was social media. It was like these, new social media platforms that's popping up, like us recording ourselves. So that was like the first spark of my interest before, back in the day, even when we looked at music videos, we watched it on TV. Like you don't know how I'm going to get into music videos. So I didn't have this dream of like, oh my God, I'm going to make it on TV because it was just so far fetched back then. So what I did have control of was like, well, I can be on YouTube. So I started posting on YouTube because that's what I had control over, and that's like what I blew up on.
I love that. Mm-hmm. It's just so funny. Like, I love that you mentioned that, like how we were like that transitional generation from we had two-way pagers, we were texting, like when we first had phones, to what was Zanga, and then MySpace was like a really huge platform for the longest time, and then just ever evolved. Remember when Facebook was just for college kids? It was just strictly that, and what it's become now, Meta, and like anybody can get on, and it's just this haven for literally anybody can be anything they want to be this day,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's just a new day and age. And, millennials, I know I'm a true millennial. I know, Pam, you are, and I believe you are as well. So like you said, it's all about, the nostalgia of what we had versus that high tech media that came like at the peak of the beginning of the 2000s. And I really think that it did cultivate, I know it cultivated my young brain and my young curiosity and my eagerness to get out there and, just it made the pathway to kind of like fame and stardom and monetization a little more fathomable than, like you said, it was so far-fetched seeing those people on TV in that box. It was just a different time. So relatable. Okay.
Yes. So I did want to touch on, just we're talking about, the socials and everything. You did mention a book that you've written, Pretty and Educated.
Yes.
Can you go ahead and tell us a little bit about what Pretty and Educated is about, and the synopsis of the book, and what has it done for your readers?
Yeah, so I wrote my book, Pretty and Educated, A Girl's Guide to Everything College, in 2016. It was my junior year in college. I was actually got accepted to my dream school. It was a dream of mine to go to the Fashion Institute of Technology. I studied advertising and marketing, so I do what I went to school for. It just has manifested into what social media is today. But the reason why I wrote the book was because college changed my life. Like, it really allowed me to see the world and gave me opportunity. So I wanted to discuss with my girls what it was like going to college. On my YouTube channel, the reason why it became so big was because nobody knew what was happening at HBCUs. Nobody knew what was happening on the college campuses. So I pledged, I'm an AKA, and all of those things I kind of documented. So people were in other countries like, it's all these Black people at this school. And I'm like, yeah, it's a historically Black college. I know you probably didn't know about it, but we got that over here. You should come have some fun. So I kind of like wrote down all of my college experiences in my book, everything from dating to having roommates to, trying to discover yourself and friendships. That's what my book is about.
Wow.
I love that.
So that's pretty much your whole like vlogging your whole college experience and like pledging and the whole, whole 9 yards was like an open diary to the public. And we know that people are, nosy. Okay. That's why social media and content pops off like it does, because people want to know what's going on with the Joneses, what this person is doing, so on and so forth. So that was perfect for you, right? Girl.
Yeah, it was a lot, but it worked out for me.
Right. Okay. So you had the book. So then what was your next like really big accomplishment after that book came out? What was something that you were like so proud of at that moment? You were like, wow, I feel I've reached a pinnacle of success where, if I wanted to kind of just, lay low, I could, but I want to keep going. What was that moment for you where you're like, let's dust the shoulders off a little bit?
I don't think that I ever reached the feeling of like, let's dust the shoulders off, just because content is always, how can I entertain my audience? Like, what's the next thing? So I was always trying to take them on a journey. So I never like had this chill. I'm not a chill type of person. I'm kind of like, okay, what's the next? So I always felt like I had to be doing something. So once I moved to New York, I was trying to get management, and I did that. But I launched a hair company, so I was selling hair extensions. Then I went into launching a boutique because I wanted to do the clothing. And then I also came out with a course called the YouTube Hustle, where I'm teaching how to grow your YouTube channel, how to, talk to the camera and be more confident on camera, and all the tips and tricks that I use to grow mine. So that's why I say my brand is lifestyle, because I'm like, we can talk about hair, we can talk about boys. What we gonna talk? You want to decor? You want to decorate some place? Y'all want to hop on a plane? Y'all want to go somewhere? Like, what do we want to do today? Right. So it was literally me waking up every day saying, okay, like, what am I going to do today to like, where can we go and what can I entertain them with? Or what can I entertain myself with? Because I got to be entertained first, and then I got to hold the camera.
Right. Do you feel like with your journey, with vlogging and everything, I know a lot of influencers, they give the good, the bad, and the really, really ugly on their channels. Do you feel like you promote more positive, just all elusive, all inclusive, positive stuff, or do you also give them like a little taste of reality with like, oh, the hardships of being an influencer and like sometimes this will happen, you know? Do you also do that as well? Just kind of keep it real with your audience?
I definitely feel like I'm the keep it real type of girl. I don't try to like fake a lifestyle that I don't have or like try to only show the good. I've definitely cried on camera a few times just because like I'm like this is a lot. Like I'm going through a lot right now. And you know, I've been on social media since 2010. So I picked up the camera in 2010. We're in 2014. So I've been in drama on the internet. You know, I've had people come at me. I've had people make videos about me. I've kind of been through it all. So I try to ignore people the most because people want clout. So I'm like, if I entertain you, even with a clap back or whatever, I'm just boosting you up. I'd rather you just sit and have no response, honestly. So I make them just have no response. Haha, you made a video about me. I didn't make one back for you. You know, that type of thing. So.
I'm going to play devil's advocate for a second. What you just said, you stated that, you know, people are out here doing it for clout, you know, the clap back and, you know, putting little stuff out there. We know this is very true, and I don't know, you know, if it's your thinking as well, but a lot of influencers are people that are, you know, considered famous in the industry, social media, entertainment, what have you. They will put stories out to the different blog sites to create some type of, you know, some type of talk, some type of a reason for different content. How do you respect influencers that do such? Have you done anything like that? What's your perspective?
So, you know, we do have the, I guess, what is it? The response or the review channels that all they do is review other people's stories or whatever. I mean, I guess it's something like the news. The news will take a story and then deliver it. But what I don't respect is when like their whole channel is based upon one person. Like I go on your channel, you just have a channel. All you do is talk about this particular person. So that's when I say like, okay, now you ain't gonna diversify this. Like this is like solely about one person. So then it could quickly go into like, you're actually a bully. Like you're actually a real bad hater. And like, do you not see that the hate? Do you not see you hating like that on the, because you gotta record the video, then you gotta edit the video, then you gotta title it, and then you gotta post it, and then you gotta write it. You are a hater.
But we also know that sometimes fake beef and fake drama is also created to kind of, you know, bring some names back to the good old search engine, you know, like, oh, this person is trending because X, Y, and Z just happened. I guess to kind of further gear my question, how do you respond to like that type of notoriety or that type of attention, like negative attention? Are you one of the type of influencers that feels like any attention will be worth my while because I can flip it? Or are you just like, you know what? I just want to steer clear of all that bull. Let's just, you know, keep it peaceful with, you know, what's going on.
Yeah, I try to stay clear only because, you know, I do have my hater crew. Like I know that they exist. Like they very much exist. They have back pages or blog pages that they write. And so nothing I'll do will ever be good enough. So they do surface up, and it has been some blog channels that they have their like little hate crew of me. And we just let them go over there and hate. Because at the end of the day, you're over there doing that, and I'm over here doing. You have to comment on my move. So
okay, right.
She's doing it with friends. I'm here for it, you know. Because people are gonna talk like me and Nia talk about this. People are gonna talk about you no matter what you do. You know, it's just the reality of what it is. Right. Now, you did mention you were selling wigs. I'm an avid wig girl. I love me some wigs, girl. Tell us more about Jayla's Closet and your boutique and all the things that you do sell and some of your favorite items that you do have for sale.
Yeah, so I feel like with Jayla's Closet, I'm a spring and summer girl. So I love to go outside for a good brunch. I love to go have a good time. So my clothing pieces are geared for girls who are looking to leave out the house, have a good time, go on a date night. So that's typically what I'm wearing. But I also have like workout clothes. And then I also do hair reviews on my YouTube channel. So I also, because I don't wear the wigs all the time, I'm just like doing the install, like being the model. I'll resell some of those as well. So like I just have like a one-stop shop for like anything in my closet that you would be like, she wore this. Is she going to sell it? And a lot of times I do like my birthday outfits because I like to be super, super glam. But you know, when the outfits are super glam, you can't do it again. But it's like, it's still a good outfit. Like, and so, yeah, I'll post it. I also have a Poshmark. Y'all know about Poshmark? Like
Yeah.
I have a following on Poshmark as well. I'll just get to posting stuff like, okay. Because I'm a clothes hoarder. I started my boutique because I like shopping so much. I was like, hold up now. Did you just create did you just make a business because you like to shop so you can shop more?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, she sounds like me.
She does.
She does. What's funny though, because like I can relate to what you're doing with your closet. So for me, I'm in Vegas. So out here, we don't have a lot of boutiques or like places like that are like Fashion Nova or like Hot Miami styles base. So what I'll do is all the clothes that I've done a one and done with, I put them for rent for models. So if models have like certain shoots that they want to do, I'll do a mobile rental service out to wherever they're going in the city. And they can pick from like 10 different outfits. I let them rent it for the day and then just keep it pushing, make some money.
I might need to do how you doing. Rent the closet.
Yeah.
Look,
that's brilliant. See what happens when you put brilliant minds together, you know, women that are out here getting it, you know, making it for themselves. That is what, you know, our platform is all about. We really like to showcase female bosses. So that really brings me to my next question. What has been the most challenging thing that you've encountered as a Black female influencer?
I would say scaling and growing a team is the most challenging. Really because I feel like it hasn't been done enough. Like we don't have the blueprint on how to hire, who would be a good person on this, who's the next person you hire. So that has been something that's kind of just been going at it kind of like in blindly and making mistakes along the way. I've had marketing people on my team. I've had virtual assistants. I've had, you know, because what I do is so creative. I need creative minds, and not everybody. As I came into business, I was like, okay, everybody is not creative. But when I'm like, I need another piece of content, and you know, with content, it's a constant creation. So I'm like, I need a second brain to think about these captions, to think about these ideas. And when I went to hire for that creative brain, I was like, y'all not creative. So they had skills, but just the creativity was still on me. And like I'm on YouTube, I'm uploading 30-minute, 40-minute vlogs. I'm like, okay, so where are we going to take the story next? So that has been kind of hard living my life and then also trying to document it and be ahead of the story while I'm living in the story. So that's kind of, you know, challenging.
Yeah, I could see that. And also the visions are off too. You know, you as the lead or should be the lead with, you know, the vision. And then you have someone you're butting heads with who feels they're, you know, creative, executive creator, you know, along with you. So those kind of things, it definitely makes sense on how it can be so challenging.
Hey guys, it's Pamela Nicole from Dynasty Queens, and I'm here today to give a huge shout out to our sponsor, socialmediablaststop.net. If you're out here as an entrepreneur, an artist, a model, you name it, and you're trying to get your business off the ground, they got you covered. Whether you're on social media platforms such as Instagram, X, Facebook, or if you're an artist, if you're on wanting to get on platforms such as Spotify, Apple Music, or Amazon Music, socialmediablaststop.net has you covered. Since you're new to the game, go ahead and save 30% on your purchase with socialmediablaststop.net and get your business going. Go ahead and scan that QR code right down here and got you all set. Now, you didn't mention you're in Atlanta, so you and you are like neighbors and everything. So how long have you been in Atlanta? And tell us a little bit about like some of your favorite places in the city, places to eat that you've really enjoyed, that you have or are going to probably blog about in the future.
Yeah, so I moved to Atlanta in 2020. It was still during the pandemic, and it was the place open. So I was coming from New York where everything shut down. So coming to Atlanta, I'm like, woo, child, y'all not in the house? Y'all okay out there? But it was a really good decision to come here. I think it's a lot of Black excellence here, a lot of networking. So I've been here ever since, and I'm holding on. I do like it. We have a lot of good restaurants. I mean, food. I just came back from breakfast at Barney's. I got the spicy spaghetti and catfish.
Oh, yeah, that sounds really good.
I have to try that.
Catfish?
Yes. Spicy spaghetti with the catfish on top.
Oh,
Giving all types of,
you know?
right.
Yeah, so I would say like, brunch spots would be like breakfast at Barney's, toast on Lennox.
Oh, baby, that place is off.
Yeah. Off the chain. Kind of all the places you can get hookah from, dinner spots like Knife, MCK, Pasha. I'm a foodie.
Yeah.
I'm going to go get some food.
So perfect. Absolutely perfect. You know, I'm the same as you. I moved to Atlanta from Houston, Texas during the pandemic, 2020. So I've also been out here 4 years. What was a culture shock? I mean, they call it, you know, the new Black Hollywood, but what was something that was really different, I guess, especially you being from North Carolina, that you noticed when you first came out to Atlanta?
So I must say that I'm from Durham, North Carolina, which is I would say the blackest city in North Carolina. So I went to a Black middle school, Black high school. Then I also doubled up and went to, still out of state, went to a HBCU. So for me personally, I felt at home. I didn't have a culture shock because, well, I guess I'm a bit ratchet myself.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, so I think my culture shock was actually the other way around when I went to a PWI, predominantly white college, because I did a dual degree. But when I went to New York, there I had a culture shock. I'm the only little chocolate drop in class. And like, of course, me making friends outside of my norm was like, okay, like I'm actually the outcast here. You know, so that was a new experience because I'm used to being like popular and kind of know everybody. So to go the other way, I was like, so yeah, here in Atlanta, I feel at home. Like we outside with it.
Right. That's very true. Yeah, for sure. I can agree because I'm from Houston.
Do you feel like people in New York are? I mean, I love a good New Yorker. All day, every day, they are very blunt. They are very crass. They tell you like it is. Do you feel like people in Atlanta are the same, or is it a little more like, you know, have that Southern hospitality, if you will?
I would say people in Atlanta are nicer. They will speak. They will speak. People will speak here. In New York, it's kind of like I mind my business, you mind yours. Even if we get into an elevator, it's no need to say, hey, how are you having a good day? Oh, hi. You know, here people say, hey. In New York, it's straight, you know, I'm on my phone. Like, I really didn't care. I don't care for you to ask me how I was. So I would say they're actually nicer here. They're going to greet you at the stores. Hey, welcome in. New York, you're not, listen, and nobody's offended in New York if you don't do it either. That's why I moved to New York. I said, I like a little mean, a little bit
street, right?
Really, you like, okay, I don't want to speak to my neighbors every day. Like, I don't want, you know, so I would say they're nicer here. New York got a little bit more,
A little bit more, right. You know what, though, it's faster pay. Even though there's so many people here in Atlanta, and even like the airport that we have down here is the busiest in the world, but still because of that, like, they do have that down south, you know, homey type of feel, kind of similar to Houston, where it's the big city, but you still get that hospitality. But I've heard those things about people in New York and just how brash and how blunt and how like, get out of my way. You know, I got to make it to the subway, got to make it to this, whatever it is. So do you feel that sometimes our surrounding can also kind of like really cultivate our personality at the moment? Do you feel you got a little bit nicer, a little bit more like, okay, let me ease up a little bit. I'm in Atlanta. Like you said, we're outside, opposed to when you were, you know, going to school, the PWI in New York.
Yeah, I definitely would say that I had to, you know, warm up more to people in Atlanta. I'm like, okay, people want to speak. Because I would not speak. I'm very capable of not speaking. I'm very capable of being like, listen, if you don't talk to me, I don't talk to you. We good. And I won't.
Right.
And you didn't bother me. We can sit here and not say nothing. But people do like to, speak. So I would say that I did loosen up a bit. Yeah. But I'm capable of both versions of myself.
Exactly. I think a lot of us are, to be honest. We kind of have that flip where, okay, we're ready to entertain people. And, especially those of us who are kind of, have a little bit of stuff in the spotlight where we have to kind of, be on. And then we do want our downtime. Like me, I know I like to be a homebody sometime and just escape from, everything else that's going on around me. So I know you guys can relate.
Period. And like you said, it's all about an adjustment, and it's being well-rounded too, I believe. Like you're adjusting to, your surroundings. So I can relate to like I said, I love New York people. I love my Southern people too, but out here in Vegas, it's very New Yorkish. Like people kind of like stay out of your way. They mind their business. It's hot as hell. So everybody's mad all the time.
Okay.
So, the heat affects your mood out here. It's crazy.
Okay. Yeah. Because y'all will get into like the hundreds.
Yeah, today already it's 11:30 right now, and it's already 109.
Oh my God, girl, no man.
I would be mad too. I would be actually mad too outside.
And it's not even the heat of the day yet. It's probably going to get to like 116, 117, probably around 3 or 4 o'clock today. So
that is wild.
We can't be outside out here. I'm jealous. Y'all can be outside over there. I cannot be outside.
Yeah, because even in Atlanta, like it does get hot, but it's better than even back home in Houston because it's not as humid. So it's a drier. Like if you're in the shade, it's going to be okay. And if you're
they are saying that it's 95 today, but this is like high for us. Like they're like the air. We have an air quality alert because it's 95 degrees. Like this is the hottest week, so we have an air quality alert.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, we want to switch?
Okay, no, thank you.
You're a few degrees over what we want.
Yeah, a lot degrees over. Because for me, 95 is pushing it.
True, very true.
Yes.
But Jayla, I want to touch on, we had talked, we talked fashion, we talked, social media. You did mention music. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your music career and go ahead and tell us a little bit about your new single you just released this year.
Yes. So music was something that I didn't think that I was capable of getting into. Like growing up, of course, Nicki Minaj was someone that looked up to and just like loved her music, but I couldn't put myself as somebody that would go and do it, like, because I just didn't know how to. But like I said, social media opened up a lot of doors that let a lot of people try different things. So I edit my own YouTube videos and my own episodes. So over the years editing on YouTube, I had to find my own copyright music. I'm trying to find beats on the internet. I'm trying to find something that don't sound horrible for my audience so that it sounds good. I'm trying to do my whole production. And so one day in New York, I was just kind of like, I want to write my own song. Like, I want to be on the song. Like, I can't find a song on YouTube that I want that matches the vibe for this video that I'm trying to create. Like, I want to do it. I remember telling some of my friends that I want to do it. Of course, they looked at me like, what we doing now? But I just went to the studio, tried it, really liked it. It was something that was new that I was like, okay, this is kind of fun. This is what y'all be doing in the studio. Okay. So this started in 2019 of me just being in New York and putting out little clips on Instagram. And now I just am like, I'm just unloading the clip and releasing all of my singles. I literally just released a new single on Spotify called Walk and Check. And I'm like, I'm the girl that we're going to be in the club bopping. Like, we're going to have a good time in the club. I love all the rap girlies. I'm definitely a rap girly fan. Okay. And so my music falls right in long. Right after you play Lotto, yep. And right after you play Meg, and yep. Right after you play Flow, mine slides right in there.
Okay, period. Let them know. Okay.
Yeah.
Love it. So, look, Jaylen, you kind of set yourself up because I have to ask. I have to ask. The floor is yours. We need a little snippet of, it doesn't have to be the most recent one or whatever, but a little sample of your work. I just want to, you know what I'm saying? I want you to stimulate our ears
Stimulate your ears.
15 seconds. 15 seconds.
15 seconds. Okay. So recently, I feel like, in Atlanta, the dating thing is, child. One day we're gonna find our match one of these days. But for right now, it's hard dating. So I feel like my vibe and my music has been like, I guess, like kind of throwing shots at the guys or like just calling them out. So I'll kind of do something like, what the fuck I look like being pressed trying to find me a nigga. I'm a boss, I can buy me a nigga. Bitch, you still sitting there swiping on Tinder. Something like that.
Okay.
I'll go like that with it.
Like, I was like, let's go.
Okay, that's like the ladies anthem, like, okay,
But y'all put me on the spot, so I was a little nervous. I ain't know, but yeah.
Well, that's what we do.
Like,
We love to put our talent on the spot, just to see, and hey, that was great. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was just top of mind, ready to go. And her cadence and everything was just perfect on the spot.
yes.
So,
Yes.
okay. All right.
Yeah.
I mean, you were just well-rounded with just everything. I mean, on top of like your socials and everything, I know you do brand deals as well.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say is one of your most memorable brand deals that you've done? And why?
My favorite brand deal would be Savage X Fenty, Rihanna's lingerie brand. I was a brand ambassador for 2 years, so I modeled lingerie for her brand. I went to her fashion shows in New York as a brand ambassador. And that one, I would say, I got to be my most creative. Now, I can say that I was, older, so lingerie was something that was like, okay, this is different for me. I never put myself out on the internet or even took in a picture in lingerie before, but I'm working with a brand that now I'm having to show my confidence and be a little bit more risky. And I think that just Rihanna overall embodies like a woman that is classy, but still being able to show her like sexual side. Mm-hmm. So I got to like play with that. So I really, really love working with Savage X Fenty. It's one of my faves.
Definitely. That sounds so like, ooh, girl, yes.
Yeah.
Fenty, that sounds fun. And you're so right. It really, being like that sleek, classy woman, it really is that perfect blend of, that's like Rihanna says, that savage, and then, that just being a lady.
Yeah, and then so I struggled kind of a little bit with like, can I be both? Like, can I be a classy girl? And, like I like to wear blazers. I do like to wear the dresses and be put together. You will catch me in church. But then on Sunday, afterwards, maybe a little bit later, you will catch me wanting to have a little lemon drop. I might be standing on the table, bopping my head to the song. So I think that just trying like, I think nowadays people are becoming okay with people being multifaceted and liking to do a plethora of things. But I do feel like people want to put you into a box. And so I'm just overall creative across the board, and it just comes out. Like I'm not meaning to be over here and be over there, but I am, because I like them all. Like I like doing a lot. So
right.
That versatility really is eye-catching for the viewer, because you never know what to expect. Like that's kind of how I live my life too. I want it to be like, oh wait, your hair is blonde, it's red today, it's purple. Yeah.
You gotta keep them on their toes.
Yeah,
like people's attention span nowadays, you gotta catch them.
Yes.
And it also probably helps you, like, with the reason you probably have so many viewers and people watching is because you're able to appeal to so many different groups with the different, versions of yourself that you're like portraying and, sharing with the world. So of course you're going to have people from different backgrounds and different, age groups, genders, whatever, coming to your page and enjoying the content because you have content. It's not one-minded or, so that's really a really, 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 really good thing that you have going. Like, really good thing, girl. You have a lot of check boxes marked off. I mean, you have your vlogging situation, your YouTube and everything. You've done all these, campaigns like with Fenty. The music, it's just like Pam said, you're very well-rounded. So you have like so many things going for yourself. And I feel you're such an inspiration for young women out there who are really trying to decide what they want to do. hell, you can just try to do it all. And
try it.
Just try it out.
Right? You might like it. Just try it. Yeah, I'm definitely somebody that I'll try them all. And if it's something that I don't like, then we'll stop it. Recently, I decided to go into real estate. I'm the person that in this lifetime, I'm going to do everything that I decide that I want to do. I'm going to do it. So I created my real estate page, which is Keys with Koriyan. So I'm going around the city looking at all the penthouses because I'm like, I just visually like how things look. I'm a visual creator. So that's why I say it comes out in different ways and you just would never know. So I just visually, if it looks good, I'm like, that's for me. And so I just had a client close on a property. So,
ooh, congratulations!
Yeah, first one. So,
and see, I can already see with you, like you vlogging, and you just have that bubbly, refreshing personality. Like, look at this lavish home. Like,
okay, don't you want to be in it? Can't you envision you and your man in this?
Right.
Yeah.
That's that.
I feel like in real estate, you gotta have that personality. You gotta be able to sell. You have to sell water. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta look the part. You gotta put on the outfit, show up, and present yourself. Yeah. So, and you do have to have your own clientele base. So that was something that I didn't. But you don't know like how you're going to build it or whatever. So I think every avenue requires something different. And that would be the most challenging thing about liking to do a lot of different things is that they all require a different way for it to succeed. So at this point, I'm kind of like, whichever one wants to take off and pop, let's go. And if y'all all want to pop at the same time, then we can run that play too.
Even better, right? Man, that has to be such a good feeling to know that you had an idea, turn it, into something. And then you have all these different, channels going at the same time. And, you can pretty much at this point, you could decide you want to, I don't know, open a candle making factory and you can vlog about that. You can vlog about going to climb Mount Everest. It does not matter because you already have your fan base locked in. And that's just going to create a whole nother. So my friend, that is ingenious. Okay. Like, is there like, do you see yourself like maybe teaching like an e-course or something in the future? Like, or what is it that you're working on now as far as really trying to help cultivate the current content creators that are, possibly look up to people like yourself who have become successful? What are some things you're working on for, the future of creators?
Yeah, so I did launch the YouTube Hustle course. I've had over 1,000 girls inside of my course. So I actively do mentorship. If you click the link in any of my bios, you'll see my ebooks. I have an ebook on how to do hair reviews with the 40 contacts to actually get you going. I have another digital course on monetizing specifically on YouTube. So how to grow your followers, how to do titling, like titling the videos, like all of those like intricate details that people think that don't matter, video tags. And so like one of my recent girls, she started working with me in April and she grew her Instagram account from 100 followers to now she's almost at 15,000 followers because of, I'm like, listen, keep your head down for 3 months, post every day, do this, just do what I'm saying. And so a lot of times when people take my course, they're looking for like this instant, like I'm going to take a course and like everything's going to be okay. And then that's just going to be it. And that's not the truth. You can listen to all the things that I'm telling you to do, but then you're going to have to go out and you're going to have to implement and apply. And it's not overnight. I didn't have an overnight success. Like it took years. I started in 2010, so when people look at me and like, oh my gosh, you work with Savage X Fenty. Okay. Yeah, I did after years of doing this, after years of uploading on YouTube, after years of, nurturing my audience, after years of saying, no, I'm not going to the party. I got to edit this video so I can post on my schedule. So a lot of times today people want instant success and that's kind of
not the reality of it.
Oh, yes. You have to work for it, y'all. Like nothing in this life comes to you for free.
No.
And I definitely think, Jayla, that you are someone who is definitely a representation of get it out the mud, go for your dreams, make your dreams become a reality is a really important one that you have to manifest and turn into reality. A dream just sitting idle is not going to become anything. It's just an idle thought. You really have to put some action behind it. And you obviously have taken all the different steps and approaches and methods that you used, but it's turned out successful for you. So I'm sure there's so much knowledge in her ebooks and, the stuff that she has, the digital training, because look, she is the representation and she is the self-proof. So I'm sure there's so much knowledgeable stuff. And
yes, and learn from my mistakes. Go ahead. Like, my courses are not overpriced. Like, they're affordable because I thought about the girl when I first started. I didn't have no money. Like, I was just picking up a camera. I didn't have no money. So I needed like quick little gems that I could take to like help myself grow. Like, on YouTube, I was, Forever 21. I would take my little check that I was getting. I would go to Forever 21, come back home with my bag of Forever 21. Couldn't wait to record myself saying, this shirt I got for $14, So that was my start. I know that I didn't have no money. It was no way that it didn't come from the family. It wasn't going to come from the bank. Like, I had no choice but to hop on the internet and show what I currently had. What did I have? Forever 21. We don't got Louboutin and Chanel and we didn't even have that at the mall in North Carolina. Please, we didn't even have that at all. So I wasn't even aware of really what designer was, because I was very much in the fast fashion. So now I definitely do highs and lows. I definitely, we like a good bag and a good shoe, but we're still want to have some Fashion Nova in there.
Of course. Fashion Nova jeans, get a Gucci belt, accessory, have little pieces here and there.
Exactly.
Be fully decked out, just
a humble diva, a little, flat head there and be like, okay, but you know what? It is what it is. We're still grounded up here, folks. I love it. Man, just so much great information and so much insight that you have shared for myself and Pam, and also for the viewers at home. What is next for you, Jaylen? This, later part, summer going into the last quarter of, 2024. What are some projects that we should look out for, and what it really has you excited coming up?
Coming up, so I am launching my own podcast.
Okay.
And my podcast is going to be like dating chronicles, like dating stories. So I'm a little bit nervous. I'm not going to lie. Like, I don't want to put the guys on the spot, but y'all were some terrible guys. I'm sorry. I'm telling the story. So sorry. But we're going to get into some of the dating stuff. I'm approaching 30 this year. So my birthday is 11/11. Okay. I'm turning 30. And I'm kind of going to take my audience on this like reinventing myself before 30 journey. And so I'm launching the podcast. We're going to be talking about the guys. The girls love a good girl talk. That's my girls. They love to talk about the guys. So I'm just like, let's take this. Because when I go on TikTok live, that's typically, they're like, did you go on a date? How did the date go? So I'm like, child, we going to get into these dating. And I haven't taken them on the dating kind of journey. Right. So we went through the college journey. Now we supposed to get married. I'm like, hold up. We ain't talked about what I have been through for us to successfully even be married. Girl, do y'all know what we dealing with out here?
Exactly.
It's everywhere. It's not just, girl, I know.
These men's is these days, y'all. These men's. But of course, I really like how you show the good, bad, the indifferent, whatever you have going on. They're going to know. So I like that you're going to be able to share that. That's a really cool niche for a podcast too. You're so clever. I like that. You're very creative.
You gotta have a list of names that you're going to change. They got to be good names too. Like,
right.
You Cornelius or, Bartholomew. You got to have some weird ass names.
Right. I was thinking about doing like kind of nicknames like Basketball Bay, Lawyer Bay, like giving them names so that they can follow along, but call them their name.
That's funny. That's good stuff. Man.
We got to change some stuff up, but I feel like I'm going to get a few calls or DMs. I'm like, Oh, okay.
Right. Oh, that's going to be good to watch, girl. I am excited for you. It has really been a pleasure having you on the show. Everybody that's watching, make sure that leave some comments. Tell us what you thought. If you have any more questions for Jayla, that way we can, we love to do follow-ups as well. So, we can catch up and see what you're doing in the future. But make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure that you like what's going on. And Jayla, where can the people find you? Let's go ahead and shout out your social handles and everything.
Okay. So, yes, guys, make sure you follow me on YouTube. I'm Jayla Koriyan TV. I am posting vlogs. I also am Jayla's Closet on YouTube as well. Typically, if you just type in Jayla, all my stuff come up. You can find the drama, the tea, the everything else. And it's just a good time on this side of the internet.
Man, absolutely. I'm here for it. I'm looking for that podcast, too. I can't wait for that.
Right?
A tea time with some messy men.
It's gonna get real. Ooh, I don't know. Yeah, that one is gonna get real testy, girl. It's gonna. But we love it. We're here for it.
I'm a little scared, but I said if Risa Teresa can blow up from her store, I said I'm about to roll. I'll roll my cards.
Look, exactly. Just put it all there. I appreciate that. Well, Once again, in closing, it has been a pleasure having you on the show. We love female bosses who are really at the forefront of I feel like you're just on a race that's not stopping because, she has no ceiling, Pam. She is just trying to, keep treading and seeing what's next and nothing's stopping her. And I feel the hunger and the energy. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Yes, thank you guys for having me.
In closing, I am your girl, Nia J, and I have my beautiful best friend,
Pamela Nicole, and this has been Dynasty Queens. See y'all next episode.